The scent of aged oud wood and frankincense clung to Zara's silken shawl, a rich, oppressive perfume in the grand majlis. Sunlight, fractured through a mashrabia screen, painted shifting geometric patterns on the polished marble floor, yet offered no warmth to her spirit. She sat alone amidst the opulent sprawl, a forgotten jewel in a casket of emeralds and gold. Each intricate carving on the wooden panels, each shimmering thread in the velvet cushions, whispered tales of a lineage both grand and demanding, a history that weighed upon her like the heaviest of brocades. Her breath, a shallow flutter, barely disturbed the heavy air. Zara felt herself a fragile vessel, hollowed by a sorrow that had deepened with each passing season. Her eyes, usually luminous, held a distant, almost bruised quality, reflecting an inner world steeped in a quiet desolation. She traced the delicate embroidery on her jilbab, its deep indigo a stark contrast to the lightness of her being. The vibrant chatter of servants and distant laughter from other chambers, usually a comforting hum, now felt like a cruel mockery, highlighting her profound solitude. She imagined herself a desert rose, beautiful yet withering under an invisible glass dome, yearning for rain that never came. A phantom ache resonated deep within her chest, a persistent reminder of unspoken burdens. The grandeur of the majlis, meant to inspire reverence, instead amplified her sense of entrapment. This vast, echoing space, designed for gatherings of immense consequence, only served to underscore her own inconsequentiality, her quiet struggles dwarfed by the sheer scale of tradition. The world outside, a blur of golden desert and bustling city, felt impossibly far away, a realm of freedom she could only observe through a veiled window. Her small hands clasped almost pleadingly, a silent prayer for solace, for an escape from the silken chains of expectation. She longed for a touch, a voice, anything to shatter the suffocating silence of her isolation. A sudden warmth enveloped her shoulders, and a gentle voice, laced with familiar affection, broke through the heavy quiet. Her cousin, Samira, stood above her, a soft smile gracing her lips, her eyes filled with gentle concern. "Darling, why do you sit here so very much by yourself?" Noor, her bright, intricately patterned child's dress disheveled, moved with a disquieting agitation. Her small hands, usually so steady when mimicking her mother's embroidery, now trembled visibly, a testament to an arduous journey that transcended mere physical exertion. Her voice, though young, was choked with raw urgency, bravely cutting through the desert's profound silence as she pleaded, "Please follow me to my home." Sheikh Amir, observing the profound fear and desperation etched deep within her innocent eyes, instantly recognized this was far more than a simple childish whim. It was a powerful, innocent cry for help, an unmistakable appeal that transcended her tender age, resonating with a depth that stirred something ancient within his soul. The air, thick with the subtle scent of blooming desert flora, suddenly felt heavy with the weight of her unspoken plight, a stark contrast to the luxurious tranquility of his surroundings. Every instinct told him this was a moment of profound importance, a delicate thread of fate unfolding before him in the vast, shimmering expanse of his world. The air still vibrated with the urgency of Noor's plea, a raw, innocent sound that had pierced through the serene calm of the desert morning. Sheikh Amir, a man accustomed to leading with quiet authority, felt an immediate pull, an instinct to protect the fragile life before him. Without a moment of hesitation, his finely tailored thobe rustling softly, he moved with the swift grace of a desert falcon, lowering himself to eye level. He offered a gentle, reassuring habibti, his voice a calm murmur against the child's unspoken fears, a promise of unwavering help woven into the single word. Noor's small hand, initially trembling with residual fright, now clutched his own, drawing him forward with a surprising strength, her pace quick, a desperate urgency propelling her tiny frame. She cast swift, anxious glances back, ensuring he kept pace, her wide, trusting eyes fixed on his, a silent testament to the weighty responsibility he had just accepted. The soft sand beneath their feet gave way to firmer ground, the distant drone of the city slowly growing louder, a stark contrast to the quiet drama unfolding. Every step felt like a passage, carrying them further from the resort's manicured tranquility and deeper into the unspoken realities of his bustling city. The delicate balance of life, he realized, was often revealed in the most unexpected encounters, and sometimes the smallest voices carried the most profound truths. He pressed on, guided by the insistent tug of her hand, a silent vow forming in his heart to honor the trust she had placed in him, to follow her where she led, into whatever unknown awaited. He knew this journey, born from a child's plea, would unveil more than just a hidden struggle. It would reveal a deeper truth about his own purpose and the true measure of compassion. Driven by this newly sharpened inner compass, Amir embarked on a journey beyond the manicured grounds of his opulent resort. Lush gardens, sparkling fountains, hushed exclusivity. This physical departure from his curated world symbolized an internal shift, moving him from the glittering heart of abundance toward the vibrant, less ostentatious outskirts of the Riyadh financial district. The transition was not merely geographic but experiential, revealing layers of the city he had only observed in passing. From this new vantage, the towering structures of the golden skyline still crowned the horizon, their gleaming surfaces catching the last fiery rays of light, a breathtaking testament to ambition. Their grandeur, however, now served as a stark counterpoint to the immediate surroundings, casting long shadows that emphasized the raw reality below. His gaze, more attuned to nuance and less dazzled by surface splendor, drew closer to this bustling borderland. Interwoven with the hum of daily life, street vendors calling, the distant thrum of traffic, families gathered outside modest doorways, Amir began to register subtle indicators of quiet struggle. These signs appeared in older, less cared-for dwellings. Paint peeling from sun-baked walls, small cracks webbing time-worn facades, the simple wear of daily life carrying disproportionate weight. He noticed faded clothes on lines, the stooped shoulders of laborers returning from long shifts, faces etched with fatigue, and the protective way mothers held their children's hands, a silent plea for a better future in their vigilant eyes. A particular, oppressive silence often settled once the day's bustle subsided. Not the calm of leisure, but the heavy quiet of unspoken hardship, dreams deferred, hopes guarded from public scrutiny. With each observation, his concern deepened, rooting in his core and solidifying his resolve to act. The contrast between visible wealth and understated scarcity became visceral, reshaping his leadership philosophy. He recognized that the true pulse of societal health beat not just in grand institutions of finance and luxury, but in the resilient hearts of those navigating quieter, more challenging paths. This revelation propelled him forward with urgency, urging him to delve deeper into the nation's fabric, to listen to its most vulnerable, and to seek the roots of disparity. He was determined to cultivate a future where prosperity was not exclusive, but shared across every street and into every home, fostering dignity. His journey had just begun, a pilgrimage of purpose into the human tapestry beneath the city's radiant surface. He felt a moral imperative to connect disparate worlds, to extend benevolence beyond gilded gates into the unseen lives that formed his nation's enduring spirit. The path he walked was illuminated by duty, a steadfast commitment that no quiet struggle would remain unheard amid the clamor of progress. His vision now encompassed not only the visible skyline but the hidden depths of his community, promising a future of equitable care, genuine opportunity, and human dignity for every soul. The intricate network of canals, once merely a symbol of engineering prowess, now represented the lifelines connecting disparate communities within his sprawling city. Each current a subtle reminder of the silent flows of need he was determined to address. Sheikh Amir, no longer confined by the formal engagements of state, found himself drawn to the unheralded corners, the bustling marketplaces where the scent of spices mingled with the murmur of 1,000 lives unfolding, and the quiet residential areas whose humble facades belied the richness of human spirit within. His presence, less an official visitation and more a pilgrimage of understanding, became a soft ripple in the city's ceaseless rhythm, observed with respectful curiosity rather than the expected fanfare. He listened, truly listened, to the nuanced stories shared in hushed tones, to the aspirations whispered across cups of cardamom coffee, and to the everyday challenges that often remained invisible to those dwelling in the higher echelons of society. He sought not to impose solutions from above, but to cultivate them from the ground up, recognizing that genuine empowerment bloomed from within a community, nourished by trust and reinforced by collective action. He spent hours in conversation, learning the rhythms of their days, the quiet struggles for education, the aspirations for small businesses, and the deep-seated desire for a stable future for their children. The gleaming modernity of Dubai, with its audacious architecture and relentless pursuit of innovation, had sometimes cast a long shadow, obscuring the foundational strength derived from its people. Amir now sought to illuminate these hidden strengths, to weave them more deliberately into the grand narrative of the city. He envisioned programs that offered more than temporary aid. He sought sustainable pathways to self-sufficiency, initiatives that provided tools for growth, education for lasting change, and access to resources that previously felt out of reach. It was a painstaking process, requiring patience and a profound shift in established paradigms. Yet the image of Noor's brave plea remained a vivid compass, guiding his every decision, a constant reminder of the profound impact a single voice could have, especially when heard. His evenings were filled with detailed consultations, not just with his trusted advisors, but with local leaders, community organizers, and most importantly, with the very individuals whose lives he aimed to touch. He meticulously reviewed proposals for microfinancing, vocational training centers, and educational scholarships, each designed to foster resilience and cultivate opportunity. The Marble Palace, once a secluded sanctuary, now buzzed with a renewed sense of purpose, its grand halls echoing with discussions focused on human dignity rather than solely on economic expansion. The weight of his responsibilities, once primarily administrative, now felt profoundly personal, a sacred trust to uphold the welfare of every citizen. He understood that building a truly prosperous society meant nurturing every single seed of potential, ensuring that no dream, however small, withered in the shadows of neglect. The city's skyline, a testament to human ambition, now also symbolized the rising hopes of countless individuals, their futures intricately linked to the compassionate leadership he now embodied. The journey was long, the path still unfolding, yet a profound sense of rightness settled over him, knowing that the tapestry of Dubai, vibrant and diverse, was becoming stronger, woven with threads of genuine care and equitable opportunity. The profound sense of rightness that had settled within him now fueled an unyielding resolve, translating abstract visions into tangible actions that began to ripple through the city's diverse communities. Days, once meticulously scheduled with state affairs and grand pronouncements, were now infused with a deeper, more personal engagement. Amir moved with a quiet urgency, his presence a catalyst for change, observing the delicate unfolding of new possibilities in the eyes of those who had once felt invisible. He understood that genuine transformation was not a singular event, but a continuous, living process, requiring patient cultivation and unwavering commitment. The initiatives he had championed, born from a child's plea and a mother's silent battle, were no longer just proposals on polished desks. They were becoming pathways, illuminated by hope, for countless individuals seeking a firmer footing in the bustling metropolis. Each microloan granted, each vocational training certificate earned, each scholarship awarded, felt like a vital thread woven into the strengthening fabric of society, adding resilience where fragility had once existed. He found immense satisfaction not in the accolades, but in the subtle shifts he observed, a renewed spark in an artisan's gaze, the confident stride of a young entrepreneur, the eager curiosity of a child now assured of an education. These were the true indicators of progress, far more meaningful than any economic index. The Marble Palace, once a symbol of his individual power, now felt more like a central nerve center, pulsating with the collective energy of a community striving for shared advancement. Discussions within its ornate walls shifted from pure economic metrics to the more complex yet ultimately more rewarding calculus of human flourishing. His nights, though still filled with strategy, were now marked by a different kind of reflection, a profound introspection on the enduring legacy he wished to forge. It was a legacy not of monuments, but of empowered lives, not of wealth accumulated, but of potential unleashed. The desert, with its stark beauty and its hidden oases, served as a powerful metaphor for his city, a place where careful stewardship could transform barrenness into bloom. He sought out the silent dreamers, the unsung innovators, the quiet leaders, drawing them into a collaborative vision where every voice, however soft, contributed to the symphony of progress. The city's vibrant pulse, once interpreted primarily as commercial vigor, now resonated with the deeper rhythms of shared humanity, each beat a testament to a collective spirit. Amir recognized that true leadership extended beyond policy. It was an act of profound empathy, a willingness to walk alongside, to listen intently, and to act with unwavering moral clarity. He began to explore partnerships that reached beyond the city's immediate borders, envisioning regional initiatives that would amplify the message of compassionate governance and shared prosperity. The transformation within him had blossomed into a broader ambition, a desire to foster a culture where dignity was inherent, opportunity equitable, and every individual's potential was not just recognized, but actively nurtured. The skyline, once a stark silhouette of ambition, now seemed to shimmer with the collective aspirations of a people empowered, their futures intertwining like golden threads in a magnificent, ever-expanding tapestry. The journey continued, an evolving testament to the power of a single, brave whisper that had blossomed into a resounding chorus of care, promising a future where empathy guided every decision. Beyond the visible disarray of the main room, a more profound silence beckoned from a partially open door, drawing Sheikh Amir further into the modest dwelling. The scent of stale air, a stark contrast to the familiar oud of his own world, seemed to thicken with each step. Noor, her small hand now a determined guide, rather than a trembling one, led him towards the bedroom, her every movement imbued with an unsettling stillness. As he crossed the threshold, the dim light struggling to pierce the drawn curtains revealed a scene that solidified his growing apprehension. There, upon a simple bed, lay a woman in her early 30s, Layla. Her form was utterly motionless, a still silhouette against the muted patterns of a worn blanket. Her modest jilbab, once neatly draped, was now rumpled, and the delicate chiffon of her headscarf had slipped askew, a fragile testament to her vulnerable repose. The disheveled fabric seemed to mirror the disquiet that settled heavily around him. He approached with a measured tread, a silent prayer forming in his mind, his gaze keenly assessing the woman before him. A cold dread coiled in his stomach as he instinctively reached for her wrist, his fingers searching for a pulse. What he found was alarmingly faint, a mere whisper against his touch. Her breathing, shallow and agonizingly labored, punctuated the suffocating silence of the room, each desperate gasp a confirmation of his gravest fears. The very air seemed to crackle with the unspoken urgency of her condition, a critical fragility that demanded immediate, decisive action. This was not a woman merely sleeping. This was a life teetering on a precipice, its delicate balance threatened by an unseen, relentless foe. The quiet desperation of her circumstances, so subtly revealed in the living room, now manifested in this stark, undeniable reality, underscoring the profound and silent battles she had been fighting alone. The room, once a private sanctuary, now felt like an arena of quiet crisis. A subtle chill, distinct from the night air, permeated the modest dwelling as Sheikh Amir entered, his planned visit for a quiet update turning instantly to profound alarm. Layla, whom he had expected to find at rest, was instead caught in the grip of a far more perilous slumber. Her breathing, a shallow, rattling whisper against the hushed room, barely stirred the delicate fabric of her jilbab, while an unnerving stillness settled over her usually expressive features. The faint tremble that sometimes plagued her hands, a residual ghost of earlier seizures, had given way to an absolute limpness, her skin cool and clammy to his touch, a stark contrast to the deceptive calm of her prone form. It became unequivocally apparent, with a jolt of icy clarity that pierced through his customary composure, that Layla was not merely seeking solace in sleep. She was profoundly ill, her delicate life force ebbing with a terrifying urgency that demanded immediate and decisive intervention. The vibrant image of the resilient desert rose, which had often symbolized her spirit, now seemed to him like a bloom teetering on the precipice of wilting, its petals clinging to existence by the faintest thread. The air, thick with unspoken dread, pressed around him, each silent second amplifying the gravity of the unfolding crisis. With the swift, unerring precision of a falcon descending upon its quarry, Sheikh Amir's mind snapped into action, cutting through the initial wave of shock to register the absolute necessity of speed. There was no hesitation, no wasted moment. His hand moved instinctively to his phone, dialing the emergency services with a focused intensity that belied the internal surge of adrenaline. His commands were clear, concise, and imbued with an authority that left no room for doubt or delay, providing the exact location and a stark description of Layla's critical state. As he spoke, his eyes swept the room, locating Noor, who had emerged from her small bed, her own eyes wide with a child's nascent fear, silently absorbing the unsettling shift in the atmosphere. The purity of her innocent gaze, brimming with a desperate, unspoken question, spurred Amir to temper his mounting anxiety. He moved towards her with a gentle, reassuring presence, his voice dropping to a soothing, steady register, a stark counterpoint to the urgent dialogue he had just concluded. "Habibti," he murmured, crouching down to her level, his hands gently holding her small, trembling ones. "Your mother needs a little help, and very soon, the kind people who make others feel better will be here. Sheikh Amir is here, and everything will be all right, inshallah." His words were a carefully constructed shield, designed to protect her young heart from the stark, unsettling truth of the moment, yet imbued with an honest promise of care. He continued to speak softly, asking simple, calming questions, guiding her away from the immediate focus of Layla's still form, drawing her into the orbit of his unwavering, steady presence. The minutes stretched into an eternity, each tick of the distant clock amplifying the anxious wait. The silence between his hushed words to Noor punctuated by the thrum of his own racing heartbeat. The weight of Layla's fragile life, once a silent struggle, now rested with undeniable urgency in his capable hands, demanding unwavering vigilance until aid arrived. Yet, even as the first rays of this tender dawn promised warmth, a subtle shadow often crossed Layla's eyes, a fleeting tremor in her hands that only Noor, with her child's acute perception, truly deciphered. Despite brighter days and a steadier rhythm, Noor understood. Her mother's recovery was winding, not swift. She watched Layla move with grace that masked deeper weariness. Her smiles, though genuine, sometimes kept traces of earlier sorrow. The vibrant threads Layla wove, once symbols of survival, became for Noor silent chronicles of resilience, each knot a small victory, each hue a testament to hope. She knew, with the clarity of innocence, that even the strongest roses bore marks of past storms, and her mother, a desert rose, still carried faint scars whispering of battles fought and won. Noor often sat simply beside Layla, her small hand resting on her mother's arm, an unspoken offering of comfort and steady support. In those quiet moments, amid the fabric's soft rustle and the city's distant hum, their connection deepened, forged in hardship and strengthened by love. She noticed Layla's breath hitch, the slight pause before continuing, the flinch at an unexpected sound that clouded her composure. These signals, invisible to most, spoke volumes to Noor and ignited a protective instinct that pulsed within her small frame. She kept the memory of her brave plea, a whisper-turned echo of compassion, knowing that quiet attention was its own form of bravery, a silent vigil of love. Sheikh Amir's steady compassion had not been lost on Noor. She saw how small kindnesses could unfold vast change. Her world, once narrowed by fear, opened into possibility, yet her focus stayed on Layla's fragile well-being. She imagined invisible threads linking them, weaving a protective net around her mother, a resilient shield against lingering shadows. Her joy was not denial of Layla's struggles, but a deliberate act of love, a steady light meant to coax her fully back into the sun. With a child's boundless faith, she believed in the power of shared warmth and their bond, knowing her presence and belief were quiet, potent balm to Layla's weary spirit. Noor considered the delicate dance between vulnerability and strength as she watched Layla. The community's hand offered sanctuary, a dome of care beneath which they could breathe again, yet echoes of past hardship, like distant thunder, still reverberated within Layla's frame. Noor watched her mother rise each morning, a quiet warrior finding solace in the rhythmic pull of her embroidery needle, each piece a testament to a spirit reborn. In the fading light, when demands eased, a different vulnerability surfaced, a deep sigh, a hand pressed to her chest. It was then Noor felt urgency, a conviction that this new dawn, however beautiful, needed tending and vigilance to be fully realized. One evening, as Layla's cough returned with a dry, persistent rasp, worry crossed Noor's face. Not panic, but determined resolve. The jasmine's usual comfort now carried a hint of urgency. Noor's brow furrowed, her eyes scanning Layla's tired features, absorbing every nuance. This was no brief cough. It was deeper, an insistent sound piercing their fragile peace. Clarity struck. Some battles, however bravely fought, still required more than inner strength. In that moment, Noor understood, profoundly and undeniably, that her mother needed a different kind of help, a sustained, proactive hand to guide her through the last persistent vestiges of illness. The determination mirroring Layla's pulsed within Noor, becoming an urgent purpose, a silent promise whispered to the desert breeze, ready to take shape as a child's unyielding commitment. The profound realization settled on Sheikh Amir like a desert night yielding to dawn. Noor's whispered plea had not only echoed, it had reverberated through him, altering his sense of prosperity. The golden skyline no longer stood merely for ambition, but for countless untold stories of struggle and resilience. The marble palace atrium, its private infinity pool mirroring a sky freckled with first stars, witnessed this inward shift. His understanding moved from a single act of benevolence to a vision for the whole city. True wealth, he saw, lay not in glass and steel, but in the steady strength of the people, the silent dignity of each life, and the potential that blooms when compassion leads. This clarity changed his governance, from reactive charity to cultivating systemic kindness. He pictured a Dubai where opportunity reached into every shadow, nurturing nascent dreams and ensuring everyone found shelter beneath a dome of shared compassion. Noor's small, determined face, once tear-streaked, now bright with joy, became an emblem of the truth that had pierced his privilege. It pushed him beyond occasional gifts toward building an infrastructure of support, turning whispered needs into resounding calls for action. Responsibility felt less a burden than a privilege, to weave a resilient communal tapestry where every thread, however fine, was valued. The falcon, his family's symbol, seemed to soar with renewed purpose, its diamond-ringed talons signifying not mere power, but a precise, compassionate commitment to his people's welfare. In her modest home, now a sanctuary, Layla felt a warmth beyond comfort. The Arabian oud diffuser, a tangible kindness, filled the air with solace instead of the stale scent of survival. Her craftwork, once mere subsistence, became creative expression. Each stitch testified to healing and renewed pride. Noor's laughter flowed through the restored rooms, a balm that quieted old anxieties in Layla's heart. Their bond, forged in hardship and strengthened by gratitude, had become an unbreakable tapestry of resilience and hope. Layla learned that healing was a gentle, ongoing dawn, and she walked it with quiet resolve, drawing strength from Noor's radiance and the compassion that sheltered them. The desert rose, battered but beautiful, unfurled beneath its glass dome, a living symbol of dignity restored. Amir knew this was only the start. The nascent melody of benevolence swelled into an orchestra, inspiring others to engage deeply. He sketched initiatives that used his influence and resources to create sustainable pathways, education for lasting change, vocational training to build skills, microfinance to spark entrepreneurship. These were concrete steps toward a future where each desert rose could flourish. His mission became personal, to foster a culture where dignity was inherent, opportunity equitable, and potential actively nurtured. The skyline, once a silhouette of ambition, now shimmered with collective aspirations, futures braided like golden threads into a growing tapestry of shared progress. The journey continued, an evolving testament to a single brave whisper that had grown into a chorus of care, promising a new dawn for the city across the sands. The unending expanse of time in the hospital lobby was marked only by the harsh clinical tang of disinfectant, a jarring assault on senses accustomed to the desert's earthy perfumes. Sheikh Amir, a pillar of calm amidst the hushed anxiety, remained a steadfast, comforting presence beside Noor. The dazzling crystal chandelier, a symbol of radiant wealth and enlightenment that graced the marble palace atrium of his own domain, felt like a mirage. Miles removed from this tense, silent room where unspoken apprehensions hung heavy in the air. Yet, even in the sterile confines, a different kind of illumination began to emerge. The doctor's pronouncement, when it finally came, cast a stark light on Layla's plight. A devastating confluence of extreme fatigue, severe dehydration, and untreated pneumonia had brought her to the brink. A relentless toil, a desperate fight against encroaching destitution, had forced her to disregard her own well-being, a heartbreaking testament to her boundless maternal devotion to Noor. She had sacrificed her health, pushing past every physical limit, all to ensure her daughter's survival. The medical explanation solidified Amir's growing understanding of the unseen struggles that often festered beneath the city's glittering surface. This was not merely illness, but the tragic manifestation of a life lived on the precipice, a constant battle against forces that threatened to engulf her and her child. The stark reality resonated deeply within him, awakening a renewed resolve to seek out and address such hidden hardships. He watched Noor, her small face etched with an unwavering hope, turn towards him, her fragile trust a silent, powerful plea. He knew with absolute certainty that this moment demanded more than just medical intervention. It demanded a profound, lasting commitment to protect and uplift those silently battling the relentless currents of life's adversities. The inner compass that guided Sheikh Amir now led him beyond the symbolic arches of the marble palace, drawing him into the vibrant arteries of the city, where life pulsed with unvarnished urgency. His commitment was no longer a theoretical framework, but a living, breathing endeavor, manifesting in early morning visits to bustling souks, quiet discussions in community centers, and candid conversations with elders whose wisdom had long been overshadowed by rapid modernization. He moved with a focused intention, his presence a respectful inquiry rather than a formal pronouncement, seeking to understand the granular textures of daily existence, the unspoken anxieties, and the quiet triumphs that formed the true bedrock of his nation's spirit. The abstract vision of a city woven with threads of compassion began to materialize in tangible initiatives, meticulously designed not for mere temporary relief, but for enduring empowerment, fostering a deep-rooted resilience that could weather any future storm. He saw the intricate network of his people, not as statistics on a chart, but as individual stories, each one deserving of attention, resources, and genuine support. He immersed himself in the practicalities of social upliftment, transforming the grandeur of his office into a hub for collaborative action. Experts in education, healthcare, and sustainable development were convened, their insights blended with the raw, lived experiences of the communities themselves. Microfinancing programs, once a distant concept, were now carefully rolled out, enabling small businesses to bloom, infusing fresh vitality into local economies and restoring a sense of agency to their proprietors. Vocational training centers, equipped with state-of-the-art resources, offered pathways to new skills, opening doors to opportunities that had long been out of reach for many. Educational scholarships, once a privilege, became a broader access point, nurturing young minds and ensuring that the future generations were armed with knowledge and confidence. Amir understood that true leadership was a careful balance of broad strategy and intimate understanding, a continuous act of listening and responding to the genuine needs articulated by those whose lives he sought to elevate. His decisions were no longer solely dictated by economic forecasts, but by the profound human impact they would yield, charting a course towards a more equitable and inclusive future for all. The city, with its towering monuments to human ingenuity, began to take on a new kind of glow, not just from the sun reflecting off glass and steel, but from the quiet luminescence of hope rekindled in countless homes. The collective spirit, once fragmented by disparities, started to coalesce, forming a stronger, more vibrant whole. Layla and Noor's story, though deeply personal, served as a powerful emblem, a reminder that at the heart of every grand endeavor lay individual lives, each one a universe of potential waiting to be nurtured. Amir's purpose deepened with each successful initiative, each life touched, each dream brought closer to realization. He envisioned a Dubai where the whispers of need would always be met with a resounding chorus of support, where compassion was not just an ideal, but an active, integrated force shaping every facet of society. The journey ahead, he knew, was intricate and demanding, yet a profound sense of fulfillment propelled him forward. transforming the city's magnificent tapestry into a testament to unwavering human dignity and shared prosperity, an oasis of care flourishing against the endless sands. His resolve, an unshakable inner beacon, promised a future where every individual, like the desert rose, would find fertile ground to thrive. The oasis of care, born in the quiet of Sheikh Amir's conscience, spread its verdant reach into the margins of the city's narrative. His resolve guided him through the labyrinthine alleys of the old souk, modest courtyards where families gathered beneath ancestral walls, and bustling workshops where humble and audacious dreams were woven into existence. These unseen landscapes held the true strength of Dubai, a resilient spirit often eclipsed by the skyline. Amir's presence, no longer a fleeting visit, became a steadfast commitment, making every whisper of hardship meet not just an ear, but an active, empathetic response. He knew that to transform the city's tapestry, each thread, however small, needed nurturing, so its hue could add to the whole. Initiatives born from a plea and a broadened understanding began to yield tangible results, opening paths to dignity and opportunity where only aspiration had been. Microfinance programs empowered artisans and small entrepreneurs to expand their ventures. The colors of their wares and the rhythm of their negotiations testified to newfound agency. Vocational centers buzzed with young people learning skills that promised sustainable futures, and scholarships democratized access to education, lifting bright minds long constrained by circumstance. Amir's leadership moved beyond administration into social architecture, constructing frameworks that let human potential unfurl, like a desert rose greeting morning light. He moved through communities with quiet grace, his conversations marked by genuine interest and respect, a departure from formal state rhetoric. He sought silent dreamers, unsung innovators, and matriarchs whose wisdom steered generations, inviting their perspectives into a compassionate vision. The Marble Palace, once an emblem of insulated power, became a nexus of collaboration. Its halls echoed with diverse voices joining a collective symphony of progress. Discussions shifted to human flourishing, subtle shifts in well-being, and the enduring impact of systemic empathy, metrics richer than mere economics. This engagement revealed a mosaic of stories, each bearing resilience, quiet struggle, and hope that deepened Amir's purpose. He began to see the city as a living organism, its health tied to the most vulnerable parts. The pledge to foster dignity and equitable opportunity drove policy, outreach, and partnerships. The skyline, once a silhouette of ambition, now shimmered with collective aspiration, futures braided like golden threads into an expanding tapestry. The journey stretched toward the horizon, demanding ceaseless dedication and a vigilant heart. Yet the rightness of this path fortified his resolve. It was a promise to the sands. Dubai would stand not only as a monument to innovation, but as a testament to compassion, an oasis where every life, like a cherished desert bloom, found fertile ground to thrive. The work continued, but the direction was clear, etched by the enduring power of empathy. The quiet triumph of their renewed familial strength now resonated beyond their humble dwelling, reaching Sheikh Amir as he watched from the Marble Palace atrium. Below, the private infinity pool shimmered under the evening sky, reflecting Noor's bright laughter as it danced across the water, a pure, unburdened sound that made Amir smile. Layla, her face radiant with a serenity that once seemed impossible, chatted with neighbors. Her modest jilbab spoke of enduring dignity, now worn with an ease that hinted at inner peace. Her hands, once raw from relentless toil, rested with a grace born of security, occasionally smoothing Noor's silken hair. The tapestry of her craftwork, now a steady source of income and quiet pride, had returned not just sustenance but precious moments with her daughter, weaving their days with rediscovered joy and growing stability. Each day strengthened their bond, a testament to care blossoming from crisis. Amir understood, with a clarity that settled in him, that this was more than a singular rescue. It was a living emblem of hope and what a community awakened to empathy could achieve. He watched Layla's indomitable desert rose spirit, battered but beautiful, unfurl under the metaphorical glass dome of collective compassion, renewed life flourishing in unexpected soil. The truth struck him. A child's whispered plea, born of desperation and love, could echo across the dunes of prosperity and awaken a symphony of benevolence that resonated through the city, inspiring widespread action. This kindness was not a fleeting charity, but a continuous melody, an outpouring of human warmth and practical support that urged others to listen to unspoken needs and seek the silent struggles hidden beneath the metropolis's glittering surface. He felt responsibility not as burden, but as a sacred privilege, to foster a culture where compassion was not an ideal, but a living force woven into society. He envisioned a future where every person, regardless of circumstance, found fertile ground to thrive, where dignity was inherent, opportunity equitable, and potential actively nurtured with thoughtful, systemic support. The skyline, once a testament to ambition and economic progress, now shimmered with collective aspirations, diverse futures intertwining like golden threads in a growing tapestry of shared humanity. The journey continued. A single, brave whisper had blossomed into a citywide chorus of sustained care, promising a radiant new dawn across the sands. This was a future where empathy guided decisions, making Dubai, his cherished city, an oasis of care and opportunity, where every individual, like the resilient desert rose, would find the support and soil to flourish. The promise of that radiant new dawn, now fully embraced, began to reshape the very soul of Dubai, transforming it from an ambitious skyline into a deeply rooted testament to collective human flourishing. Each day unfolded with a quiet dignity, as the widespread impact of compassionate governance wove new patterns of hope and possibility into the lives of countless individuals. Sheikh Amir, moving beyond the confines of his palace, felt the city's pulse resonate with a newfound harmony, a symphony born from countless small victories echoing through bustling marketplaces and serene residential courtyards. His vision, once an abstract framework, now manifested in tangible realities. A child's confident stride towards a school, an artisan's renewed pride in their craft, a family's shared meal eaten without the gnawing shadow of scarcity. The delicate threads of human connection, once strained by the pressures of circumstance, now interlaced with robust strength, forming an unbreakable tapestry of communal support and shared prosperity. He saw how the profound commitment to empathy, like the fertile soil of an oasis, nurtured every dream, allowing even the most fragile desert rose to unfurl its petals, fully beneath a sky of boundless opportunity. The journey, he knew, was an ongoing one, demanding ceaseless dedication. Yet the quiet conviction that resonated within him affirmed that Dubai was becoming a true sanctuary of human dignity, where every voice, however soft, found an attentive ear, and every aspiration, however humble, found the pathways to fruition. The city, his cherished home, shimmered not merely with economic might, but with the incandescent glow of a people truly empowered, their futures intricately woven into a magnificent design of shared destiny. The desert wind, once a carrier of silent struggles, now whispered tales of resilience and collaborative spirit, a continuous melody of care resounding through the dunes, promising an everlasting legacy of profound human worth. This was a city where compassion was not an ideal, but an active, integrated force, guiding every decision and ensuring that no individual's potential would ever again wither in the shadows, but instead rise, vibrant and strong, contributing to the ever-expanding brilliance of their collective future, a testament to what unwavering kindness could build across the sands. The gentle swell of progress, once a distant echo in the metropolis, now resonated in Dubai's everyday cadence, settling into the quiet confidence of its people. Sun-drenched avenues spoke not only of ambition, but of shared purpose, a collective journey where every contribution was valued. Ownership bloomed, not just over success, but over the city's unfolding story. Sheikh Amir's dedication had sown a different wealth, measured in the robust spirit of citizens, in children's secure laughter in new green spaces, and in those pursuing skills once out of reach. Meticulous planning from the Marble Palace became real-world alchemy, turning ideals into daily texture and forging pathways from aspiration to accomplishment. Each bustling souk stall held stories of restored dignity, families building legacies, dreams once whispered now declared. The urban landscape, a mosaic of gleaming modernity and tradition, began to reflect that care. Public spaces, once stages for display, became hubs of community engagement, fostering connections across social strata. Educational initiatives branched like desert wadis, letting knowledge, the true currency of progress, flow freely. Healthcare, long a source of anxiety, was reimagined as accessible support, underpinning collective strength. This shift was not only top-down, it inspired citizens to extend to neighbors the same empathetic hand leadership had offered. The air carried a lighter, more hopeful current, subtly changing the city's psychological landscape. In the quiet hum of homes, a renewed security took root, letting families plan for generations, with a certainty long absent. Fear of unseen hardship receded like morning mist, replaced by clarity of purpose and faith in a supportive framework. Artisans who once struggled channeled creativity into thriving enterprises, their craft now a proud expression of heritage. Entrepreneurs, fueled by microfinance, turned ideas into realities, contributing to an economy that reflected the people's diversity and ingenuity. The city built resilient lives as much as magnificent structures, placing the human element at the heart of policy and communal life. Sheikh Amir, witnessing these changes, understood that Dubai's true grandeur lay not in architecture alone, but in the unwavering dignity of its inhabitants and the tapestry of their shared aspirations. A child's plea had ignited his journey, expanding into a commitment to human flourishing on an unprecedented scale, seeing individual well-being as inseparable from the whole's prosperity. The city, testament to ambition, now pulsed with compassionate leadership. Its heartbeat matched the hopes of every soul. He moved through his days with intensified purpose, knowing this was not mere governance, but a sacred trust, to nurture the vast potential within every corner of home. The challenge remained to maintain balance, to ensure compassion reached nascent dreams before they could recede. This work demanded vigilant stewardship and a cultural recalibration. Foundations once solely economic now rested on a more empathetic bedrock, striving to leave no stories unheard. Amir recognized that true societal health lay in the interplay of past and present, a dialogue between tradition and innovation. The next phase required a sustained, gentle hand to guide the unfolding, a deeper unraveling of histories that still clung to the community's fabric and shaped present realities and future trajectories. A nuanced exploration of the roots that sustained their shared existence. The path ahead demanded more than immediate remedy. It required a profound excavation into the very bedrock of Dubai's vibrant spirit, an intricate unraveling of the histories that had shaped its people. Sheikh Amir embarked on this journey with a quiet reverence, seeking wisdom not in grand declarations, but in the intimate whispers of tradition. He walked the sun-drenched alleys of ancient souks, where the scent of spices mingled with stories of generations, each transaction a testament to enduring resilience and the quiet dignity of labor. He spent hours in the hushed courtyards of mosques, absorbing the narratives of elders, their voices rich with the collective memory of arid years and remarkable transformations, understanding that the city's gleaming modernity was built upon a profound foundation of human perseverance. This meticulous immersion revealed the intricate interplay of individual lives within the grand tapestry of Dubai, underscoring how every struggle, every triumph, contributed an invaluable thread to the communal fabric, shaping both present realities and future trajectories, embracing every nuanced detail. His evenings were dedicated to intimate gatherings, far from the palace's formal glow, where the warmth of shared stories illuminated the unspoken covenants that bound the community. Over cups of cardamom coffee, he listened to matriarchs recount sagas of collective resilience against the desert's unforgiving demands and the subtle ways in which prosperity had altered lives, sometimes creating new chasms alongside new opportunities. Amir absorbed these narratives, recognizing the enduring power of human connection and the silent dignity that often veiled profound hardship. He understood that true leadership extended beyond policy. It was an act of profound empathy, a willingness to walk alongside, to listen intently, and to act with unwavering moral clarity, ensuring that the light of opportunity reached into every shadowed corner. The echoes of these deeply personal histories, once muted by the city's relentless forward momentum, now resonated with a clarity that guided his every decision. illuminating a path toward a more equitable and inclusive future, a true oasis of interconnected destinies where no voice would ever go unheard, ensuring profound equity. The Marble Palace, once a symbol of insulated power, now transformed into a vibrant nexus of collaboration, its grand halls echoing with diverse voices, joining a collective symphony of progress. Historians, sociologists, and community leaders engaged in dialogues, their perspectives converging to paint a richer, more comprehensive portrait of Dubai's identity, exploring the delicate balance between individual aspiration and collective responsibility. Amir championed initiatives that nurtured both personal potential and communal well-being, understanding that a truly flourishing society embraced its past and its future with equal fervor. The insights gleaned from this continuous unraveling of the city's heart and soul solidified his conviction. Dubai's most magnificent achievement would always be the profound dignity and interconnected prosperity of its every inhabitant. The skyline, once a stark silhouette of ambition, now shimmered with the collective aspirations of a people empowered, their futures intertwining like golden threads in a magnificent, ever-expanding tapestry, a testament to what unwavering kindness could build, a beacon of enduring hope across the vast golden sands. The collaborative spirit, now woven into the city's fabric, yielded a visible transformation, moving beyond the grand pronouncements of the Marble Palace into the intimate contours of daily life. The air, once charged with the thrill of commerce, now hummed with a different energy, a quiet confidence born of shared purpose and rediscovered dignity. In the bustling souks, vibrant bartering gained an undertone of security as artisans, once precarious, invested in their crafts with certainty from stable support. The scent of spices, usually a simple pleasure, carried a note of communal prosperity, a testament to small businesses thriving under thoughtful initiatives. Children, their laughter echoing through newly established community centers, chased dreams no longer bound by circumstance, their bright eyes reflecting futures rich with accessible education and opportunity. This era, nurtured by Sheikh Amir's commitment, became a living tapestry, each thread an empowered life contributing to a collective brilliance that outshone any single achievement. The alchemy of empathy transformed the urban landscape. Green spaces, once a luxury, dotted the city, offering sanctuaries where families gathered beneath date palms and the murmur of fountains. Healthcare, once a daunting maze, became a straightforward path to well-being, its services reaching every neighborhood and ensuring physical health underpinned mental and emotional flourishing. This comprehensive approach fostered resilience, a quiet strength emanating from the community's bedrock. Citizens, witnessing compassionate governance's impact, felt renewed belonging and extended similar kindnesses to neighbors, creating a ripple of benevolence that permeated Dubai's ethos. The city's pulse, once measured by economic vigor, now resonated with the deeper rhythms of shared humanity. In the quiet of countless homes, security took root, allowing families to envision futures with a clarity and hope long absent. The shadow of scarcity receded like morning mist, replaced by a radiant sense of purpose and faith in supportive frameworks. Artisans who had struggled redirected creativity into thriving enterprises, their craftwork proud expressions of heritage and independence. Entrepreneurs, fueled by microfinance and mentorship, turned ideas into realities, contributing to an economy that reflected the people's diversity and ingenuity. Dubai, in its ascent, built resilient lives with the same dedication it once applied to towering structures, placing the human element, its dignity and potential, at the heart of policy and communal life. The city, testament to ambition, now pulsed with compassionate leadership. Sheikh Amir, observing these shifts from his palace, understood with unshakable conviction that Dubai's true grandeur lay not only in architectural marvels, but in the dignity of its inhabitants and their shared aspirations. The child's whispered plea, once a singular revelation, had blossomed into a commitment to human flourishing, affirming that individual well-being linked to the prosperity of the whole. He moved through his days with intensified purpose, knowing this was not mere governance, but a sacred trust, to nurture potential in every corner of his home. The challenge remained to maintain balance, to ensure compassion reached nascent dreams before they receded. This work demanded vigilant stewardship and continuous recalibration of cultural foundations toward an empathetic bedrock where no quiet story would go unheard. The next phase promised a deeper exploration of the city's heart, revealing how newly woven threads of communal care would interlace with individual journeys, creating a future as boundless and shimmering as the desert itself. The next phase promised a deeper exploration of the city's heart, revealing how newly woven threads of communal care would interlace with individual journeys, creating a future as boundless and shimmering as the desert itself. This intricate weaving began not with grand pronouncements, but in the quiet, often unseen spaces where resilience bloomed against odds, where the scent of freshly baked bread mingled with the unspoken hopes of a new day. Sheikh Amir, his vision honed by Layla and Noor's story, now sought to understand the nuanced textures of individual lives within this broader, compassionate framework. He moved with a deliberate gentleness, engaging with the city's unsung heroes, the quiet teachers nurturing young minds in modest schools, the dedicated artisans preserving ancient crafts in bustling workshops, the tireless caregivers tending to the elderly and infirm. Each conversation was a thread gathered, each shared story a pattern emerging in the evolving tapestry of Dubai's soul. He understood that true societal strength lay not in uniformity, but in the celebration of unique contributions, in acknowledging the distinct struggles and triumphs that composed the city's rich, human mosaic. This deeper understanding transformed his approach to leadership from broad strokes to precise, empathetic interventions. Initiatives once purely economic now embraced holistic well-being, ensuring that every citizen had access to not just sustenance, but also solace, dignity, and avenues for personal growth. Educational programs were expanded to reach remote communities, their curricula infused with cultural reverence and modern skill building. Healthcare access became more streamlined, removing the daunting barriers that once shrouded illness and anxiety. Microfinancing became a gateway to self-determination, empowering individuals to cultivate their entrepreneurial dreams, their success stories becoming vibrant hues in the city's collective narrative. The Marble Palace, once a distant symbol of authority, now functioned as a vibrant nerve center, its grand halls resonating with the collaborative energy of community leaders, experts, and citizens working in concert to build a genuinely inclusive future. The weight of his responsibilities, once primarily administrative, now felt profoundly personal, a sacred trust to uphold the welfare of every citizen, ensuring that no dream, however small, withered in the shadows of neglect, but instead found fertile ground to flourish. The cityscape, with its soaring structures, began to reflect a different kind of grandeur, a spiritual architecture built on empathy and shared purpose. Public spaces transformed into communal havens where laughter flowed freely and conversations deepened, fostering a profound sense of belonging across all social strata. The desert wind, once a bearer of whispers of hardship, now carried melodies of renewed hope, a testament to a collective spirit awakened. Layla, in her quiet dwelling, now felt this shift, her heart lighter, her hands steadier, as Noor's unburdened laughter became a daily affirmation of their restored world. The fear that had once shadowed their days receded like morning mist, replaced by a radiant sense of purpose and faith in a supportive framework that truly saw and cherished them. Sheikh Amir's commitment was not a temporary balm, but a sustained, nurturing force, ensuring that the roots of compassion grew deep and strong, transforming Dubai into an oasis where human dignity flourished with unwavering brilliance, an enduring testament to the power of unwavering kindness, promising a future as boundless as the desert horizon, shimmering with hope. From the Marble Palace atrium, where the sky mirrored in the private infinity pool and the world glowed in fading gold and lavender, Sheikh Amir watched. Below, Noor, a vibrant splash of color in her patterned dress, moved with unburdened joy, her laughter a tinkling sound dancing over the water's surface, a stark, beautiful contrast to the silent fears that once gripped her. Nearby, Layla, her face softened by quiet serenity, conversed with neighbors, her gestures easy, her voice carrying a gentle lilt. The modest jilbab she wore spoke not of scarcity but dignified simplicity. Her hands, once raw from ceaseless toil, now moved with a grace born of security, occasionally brushing a protective strand of hair from Noor's forehead. Her craftwork, once a desperate means of survival, had become a steady income and a source of quiet pride, affording unhurried moments with her daughter and weaving their days with rediscovered joy and stability. Each passing day, like deepening twilight, strengthened their unbreakable bond, a testament to care blossoming from crisis. Amir felt a clarity settle within him. This was more than a single rescue. It was a living emblem of enduring hope, proof of what a community awakened to empathy could achieve. He saw Layla's indomitable spirit, resilient as the desert rose, battered yet blooming beneath the glass dome of collective compassion, a symbol of renewed life in once arid soil. The truth struck him like silent thunder. A child's whispered plea, born of desperation and pure love, could echo across the vast dunes of prosperity and awaken a symphony of benevolence through the city's soul, inspiring sustained action. This kindness was no fleeting charity. It was a continuous melody of human warmth and practical support, urging others to hear unspoken needs hidden beneath the metropolis's glittering surface. He felt a weighty responsibility, not a burden, but a sacred privilege, to cultivate a culture where compassion was a living, integrated force. He envisioned a future where every person, regardless of station, found fertile ground and support to thrive, where dignity mattered, opportunity flowed equitably, and potential was actively nurtured with thoughtful, systemic aid, so every dream might take root. The city's skyline, once a testament to ambition alone, now shimmered with a different light, reflecting collective aspirations intertwined like golden threads in a growing tapestry of shared humanity. The journey was far from over, yet it moved with purpose. A single brave whisper had blossomed into a citywide chorus of sustained care, promising a radiant dawn across the golden sands of their shared destiny, where empathy would guide decisions and Dubai would become an oasis of opportunity, each person, like the desert rose, finding the support and soil needed to flourish, a lasting legacy etched in the heart of the dunes.